Yo, what's good everybody? It's Fright Delight and let's talk about Night of the Demons Part 3, Demon House, made in 1997. Alright, I'm done moping around. This is when movies like Event Horizon, Funny Games, and Scream 2 were made. And judging by the rest of the films that came out that year, it looked like horror fans was eating good. But Night of the Demons 3 just had to come in and fuck the plate up. This is one of those movies that was hard to get through. None of the characters was likable. Well, maybe Nick, but even then, he's like a great value Sal from the original. The movie's about a group of friends attempting to survive the night at Hull House after escaping the crime scene. I can't even call them friends by the way they treat each other. You got people pulling out knives on each other and shit. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not gonna waste any time with this one. If you haven't been here before, I have the first two Let's Talk videos for Night of the Demons if you want to watch those before coming back to this one. Or if you don't want to, that's cool too. Now let's stop playing and get to this piece of shit. Similar to the last movie, this one starts off with an unsuspecting person going the whole house one way or another, only to get killed into an intro song. And this time it's a cop that's there on watch because the house has gained even more of a name for itself since the murders of the last film. The cop goes inside to investigate, then he gets greeted by Angela, then says she can't be there and has to leave. The reason he gives her is the cop equivalent of when your parents said no, when you asked them why, they said, "'Cause I said no."
You see this badge? That means I'm the law and we have to obey it.
Angela doesn't care about the law and kills him into an intro song that throws the mood off for me. It sounds like a damn Seinfeld theme song. I'm not saying it's not a good theme song, because I caught myself bopping to it a couple times, but it's not the song for this type of movie. Eventually we meet the characters, which like the last movies are one note as hell, but this movie just finds a way to make them even more one note than the rest. You got Vince the hothead, you got Lois the sexually charged girlfriend, you got Orson the group punching bag, Reggie the black guy, then you got Nick the cool guy. The only character worth mentioning, and that's not even saying much. They're all on the way, I guess, to look for some women to pick up. One thing I want to mention about this movie is that not one person in here felt like they would be friends outside of this van. Like in the last movie, you could at least see those people hanging out in a school after party or a kickback or something. But this group of people seems like they don't even want to be in the same van with each other. I mean, you got Vince choking out Orson while he's driving because he clowned his girl, which she was the one that started it. It'll be a cold day in hell before I let a mofo put his hands around my neck. Nick defends Orson by pulling the fucking knife on Vince, and these ain't friends. This is a gang of misfits like the Suicide Squad. Not long after that shit goes down, they start trying to roast each other with these lame ass Yo Mama jokes. Now I know these jokes are lame as hell because they was old when this movie came out.
Yo Mama is so fat, she wakes up in 2 different time zones.
We have another set of characters too. You got Holly and Abby. They broke down on the side of the road on the way to the dance. We don't know what dance. They're just going to a dance. They aren't there for long before getting scooped up by the rest of the characters. Holly can't help but get moist by looking at cool guy Nick before pulling up to a gas station. They continue to flirt for a bit till the senseless ass scene comes where Reggie gives the clerk a fake ID. Bro didn't even do a good job of making the fake ID look believable. Dude on the ID looks like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. Now, even though he brought a fake ID and cracked a Yo Mama joke that could make Cricket stop chirping, I think the clerk was looking for a problem. As soon as Reggie tries to put his fake ID back in his wallet, the clerk pulls out a fucking shotgun and threatens to shoot him. Now Vince, he swipes the gun seconds later only for the cops to show up. The smart thing to do would be to do anything besides what this blockhead does. He holds the entire store at gunpoint like a dumbass and shoots one of the cops through the window. Now guess who pays for it? Reggie's black ass. He ends up getting shot in the stomach, and the crazy thing is, I thought Vince would try to help the homie out, but you know what he does? He hops over his ass and escapes. Nick is the only real homie and helps Reggie out of there before the cops could close in. The group gets away, but quickly finds out that the gas line got hit. Vince drives the group the whole house, threatening Nick and everybody every chance he gets. He doesn't even give a damn about Reggie getting shot. This movie does a piss poor job at making me believe that they were friends with Vince at any point in time. The group gets inside when Abby mentions that the house is possessed and they need to get out of there, but Vince isn't much of a believer, shooting the wall, calling for the demons to come. You get a POV shot of Angela coming out of the crematorium with her stank ass.
Forget the draft. It smells like something died in here.
You got the smell, you got the blood coming out the wall, And you got Angela's creepy ass coming downstairs talking about she lives there. But Vince has something else in mind. He holds everyone in the house hostage, telling Orson to watch everybody downstairs while him and his girl pretty much take Nick upstairs to watch him smash. While Orson is watching the group downstairs, Angela starts doing her sexy dance, allowing the others to get away. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling the Angela pretending to be a regular person storyline. This could have been a fuck around and find out type of film for Night of the Demon. Instead of Angela pretending, off rip, she's chopping people's heads off and getting straight to business, especially if she can only do that for one night anyway. She does get the business with Orson's ass though, killing him in a similar way that she did Stooge in the first movie, except this time she took notes from a Xenomorph. While Holly tries to hotwire the van, Nick tries to make his getaway from Vince and his voyeur fetish. He skedaddles out of there with Vince right on his ass. Meanwhile, Holly hears shots and stops what she's doing to go back and help Nick. While Holly is investigating where Nick is, Abby makes her way to the house. She's about to go upstairs to look for Holly, but then she's stopped by Angela and is convinced pretty easily to run to the barn. Once they get there, Angela gives Abby a weird speech about being Holly's shadow and then kisses her. When Abby rejects her, Angela shows her true colors by giving Abby a terrible off-screen death. Vince and his girl take a detour from chasing Nick to investigate a light coming from the barn. Vince tells her to wait outside while he investigates. Well, he investigates himself into some pussy. While we check back in with Holly, she found Orson's slumped body on the floor with his Halloween mask on. And I'm guessing Angela was the one to put the mask on. For what reason? I don't know. But one thing I do know is dude has he has some ear-numbing one-liners.
What's happened to you?
Damn if I know. I guess the devil made me do it.
This dude looks like a fucking extra on Halloween Town. We catch back up with Reggie in another scene that doesn't make sense to me. He starts getting whispers from wherever the fuck telling him to get up and come to her. The van starts to move, and with bullet holes in his stomach, he has enough strength not to only get up, but also fall down, get back up again, and then speed walk, almost jogging away. I say almost because he gets his ass ran over by this try-hard ass demon. He even tries to laugh like a demonic entity, and I'm sure if they could laugh, it wouldn't sound like this shit. After Vince gets done playing with some cat, he tells Lois to watch over Abby, which is a good idea, obviously. He tries to find the others while Lois slaps Abby like a pimp that's owed money. Abby takes this as an opportunity to showcase her new cat-like abilities by turning into that damn weird cat from Sleepwalk. All these damn demon designs can go to the trash. I don't know why they strayed from the original. Anyways, Lois runs back inside the crib, but she's greeted by Angela, who tells her that she's a snake. Not too long after, Lois's arm becomes part snake. And not only that, listen to me when I say this. This goofy ass scene has her go down on herself with the snake hand before taking herself out. This shit is like a marathon. Back with Holly, she found a police car and the same officer from the beginning of the movie, now turned into an undead demon. She runs from his weak ass dialogue.
You come back here right now! Come on, sweetheart! Come on! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come on! Go cross the street!
She runs through the gate over the underground screen, and he tries to do the same, exploding in the process. Holly goes back on the property, not knowing what to do before Nick pops out the van, telling her that they have to go back inside to get everyone. I want to like Holly too, but the movie doesn't know what to do with her character other than make her the girl that lives in the end. Her and Nick end up running back inside, greeted by Orson's whack-ass Yo Mama joke. They run away, getting upstairs to the attic. In the middle, the demons running loose in the house, and Vince on the homicidal raid. These two still find time to confess their love for one another, not giving a damn about what happened minutes ago. This is the one time Orson's character doesn't make my ears bleed. He cop blocks the two lovebirds and gets them to get on with that bullshit. They start rushing back downstairs to the door, being greeted by a detective that's been on their trail since they've left the gas station. I'm gonna be honest, there was a whole side plot with him being on his way to Whole House, but he could cut all his parts out the movie and the movie will still be the same. The detective handcuffs the characters, then takes them outside while Vince holds Angela hostage. Through an exchange of dialogue, Vince learns that the cop he shot earlier didn't die and that they can still walk away from this. But Vince gets persuaded to keep up the criminal act by the fucking hostage. You have a hostage with you, and the hostage convinces you to still be a criminal. In what world does this make sense? Even though Angela is a demon and probably has control in the scene, there's a better way to deliver that than this shit. Vince shoots at the cop and then gets folded immediately. Nick picks up the shotgun and shoots Angela to no avail. All the demons start popping out and you got one of the black demons fucking breakdancing. What the? The dude starts breakdancing. Angela stops the demon from attacking, saying that Holly's soul is the only soul she needs because of how pure it is. If Holly sacrifices herself, then Angela will let Nick and the detective go free. They agree, but as soon as Holly is about to go to the bowels of hell with Angela, the detective's grand plan is to do a fucking magic trick. And not only that, it fucking works. Nick hits her with the car before taking off with the group. They almost get to the gate, but Angela appears and rips out the detective's heart with ease. Holly and Nick are on the verge of escaping, but Holly gets caught by her hand on the way over the underground stream. There's a little bit of tussling, but Holly gets over the stream, giving us the goriest scene in the film where it almost takes its time, showing Angela's skin completely melting off the bone as her body's getting pulled through the barrier from the underground stream. She turns to dust as the sun rises. The movie ends on what's supposed to be this emotional scene, but it ends up feeling weak as hell. Holly says she's gonna continue to come back every Halloween until she dies to make sure nothing like that happens again.
That's why I'm coming back next Halloween.
Why?
To make sure this doesn't happen again.
Nick wants no parts in what she's saying though, hitting her ass with a "we'll see." And with that, we'll end Night of the Demons 3. This is easily the worst in the franchise to me. The story is non-existent. The characters don't work for me except for Nick, which, like I said earlier, is like a great value salve. What they did to Angela's makeup is awful too. Like, how do you go from this to this crusty lip demon? Also, I know some people like this movie and think that it's a so bad that it's good film, which if you're one of those people, I envy you, because I'm in the complete opposite camp. I think that this is a film they could have kept in the vault. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the Blu-ray edition to find out how or why the movie was made, because I didn't want them to get the wrong idea that this movie was good in the first place. At least the first two movies make me believe to a certain extent that these people would be friends in some capacity. At not one point did I feel like this group of characters even knew each other beyond their names.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Fright Delight. Sorry for the terrible audio quality. I'm coming to y'all straight from my editing laptop. I just had to come in and say a little bit more about why I didn't like this movie, because as I was editing, I came up with more reasons. Number one, the sound design in this movie was just abysmal at best. You had the Seinfeld theme song damn near playing during the opening. I couldn't get behind any of the characters. I didn't even care enough about the characters to even see them get killed, because the type of kills that Angela was doing weren't really inspired enough, at least for me. You had one xenomorph kill, which is pretty cool, but it's a throwback to the first movie. Then you had some other people like the cop. That was pretty nice, but it just dragged on a little bit too long with her just taking the heart and just looking at it and letting the other two get away just for the sake of the plot. You have these awkward ass camera angles too, where it slightly tilts it sideways, and there's this one scene where Nick and Reggie open a door and it's filmed and it zooms in on them. About, hey ladies, having a good night, or whatever the fuck he said. The quality itself in between each movie, it just felt like it got worse as time continued. The second movie, it's still a so bad it's good movie, at least in my opinion. This movie is like it's so bad that it keeps getting worse every minute that passes by. If you do love this movie, please tell me why in the comments. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. Peace.
And for that reason, I'm gonna have to put this at boo-boo. Now, how would I survive a night with the remaining survivors, Nick and Holly? Well, judging by the way they treated Reggie, I know they would at least do right by me. But I feel like throughout the movie, I'd be carried to the survival up until the point I realized the gate is still open and take my ass home. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't turn back for anybody in the movie, but I wouldn't turn my back on anybody either. I'd be there for everybody 100% until I see a chance to slide out of there. Then they won't see me again until school starts. So with that being said, I believe I get carried to survival. So those are my thoughts on Night of the Demons Part 3, the forgotten sequel of the franchise, and honestly, I can see why. If you weren't a fan of the last two movies, you for sure want to be a fan of this film. And I don't even know why you would watch that in this case. Even if you're a fan of the first two movies, I think you will struggle connecting with this film. If you're like me and you're gonna watch a so bad it's good demon slasher, then you probably enjoy the first two movies more. And if there's already better options out there for pretty much the same plot, why go for something lesser than? That's just me though. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for making it this far. Let me know what you thought about Night of the Demons Part 3 in the comments below, even if you disagree with me. And if you enjoyed this video and have any movies that you want me to cover in the future, put that in the comments below too. Please like and subscribe to see more reviews like my Night of the Demons Part 2 Let's Talk video if you haven't seen that already. It's been real, homies. I appreciate y'all coming to a Fright Delight, and I'm out. Peace.